quitting is going to stick with you for the rest of your life. So literally the quickest way to get through something is to just finish it.
Welcome to the FMG Podcast, where the Green Beret trains an FMG with
Buck, the Green Beret,
and KDH. I am definitely the FMG. And, it's funny. I was telling my son, Jacob, the other day that we, started this new podcast and things going. He's like, "Hey, Dad, so what is it?" I said, "Oh, the FMG Podcast." And he was like, "Well, I don't really understand what it is." So I was explaining to him what the FMG is. And he goes, "Oh, so you're the fucking new guy?" And I was like,
got him.
I was like, "I am," because clearly I'm not the Green Beret. But man, how you feeling, man? Things are happening. The YouTube channel is blowing up, man. Super excited about all that's going on there.
Yeah.
And the vlogs and things. So talk to us a little bit about that, and then we're going to get into our subject for today.
Yeah. So these subscribers on YouTube are amazing. Yeah. And it's developing into such a positive environment. Like they're all getting on there like, "Thank you so much," and they're helping each other. And that's the coolest part, right? They're throwing questions on there like, "Hey, what's this going to be like? What's that?" And then other guys are getting on there to help them out. And so far with the guys I got on that crew, it's like super positive, and you come to get motivated and get ready, and everyone has an equal shot when they come to the FMG Academy.
Yeah.
No judgment. We don't put people down. We just help them get ready to go.
Well, and what's amazing is just the interaction that you're getting right now with it. I mean, it really has been phenomenal. And guys are coming out, they're asking you questions, you're getting to respond to them right away, almost in real time. And you did a live stream just the other day.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, yesterday we did the live stream, and I didn't put it out there too much because I was worried from a technical aspect, I wasn't going to get it right because I was, I don't know what I'm doing and I'm figuring out as I go. But then still, I couldn't even, within an hour, I couldn't answer all the questions. It was about, 350 questions. And I had to tell them, "I'm sorry, guys, time's up, we'll do it again." And so I think that's going to have to be a regular thing because it blew up.
Yeah. So guys, if you haven't seen that, go to the FMG Academy on the YouTubes, and there's a ton of, you've been dropping videos like almost one a day, it seems like.
Almost, yeah.
It's been a ton. So really building up the muscles on that side as well, learning a ton through the process.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit today because, our main subject that we want to talk about, once again, is selection and guys getting ready to go into selection. And so I text you saying, "Hey, what are some reasons why guys fail?" You've talked about strategy, you talk about ruck, you've talked about running, we've talked even some financial stuff as well. But what are some reasons why guys fail? And I think if we're aware of it, we can begin to work on that and just not get caught, with our shorts down.
Absolutely. So I think one of the probably the most or the biggest reasons that people fail is that they don't show up, which is completely understandable, right? Like the fear is tremendous, and a lot of Green Berets, they don't talk about the fear. And it's not because they're trying to be macho men or anything like that. It's because, honestly, they just forgot. And it's been a long time for them. And so they haven't had to think about it in a long time. So, fear is such a big deal. And if fear stops you from getting to the starting line, then you're never going to make it. You can't finish something you don't start.
So help me understand that. So someone will register whatever for selection, and then there's a time period that goes by and they'll forget.
Yeah, they could pull out at any time they want. So if they don't want to go, they don't have to go. So, as time gets closer and the fear starts to set in and you think you're not good enough, you think you're not ready, they just pull out, they claim injury. Or I've seen even guys go and then purposely fail the PT test so they can go back home because they're just afraid of what they're going to be faced with. As they should be. Yeah. You should be afraid. And if you're not afraid, then, that's a problem within itself. So you should be afraid, but you can't let the fear own you.
Well, and I know we've talked about this a little bit, especially in the book. It's one of the big things, is turning that pain, that fear into fuel, into the dragons. I don't want to give away the book, but, that's a big part of it. Give us a strategy, man. If I'm feeling petrified, I'm going, man, okay, I've got 6 weeks until selection. I got 5 weeks, I got 4 weeks. Oh my God. And, how do I deal with the fear? What are some strategies I can use?
So just know mentally that there's two different wins that you have to get, right? Like you got to win getting there.
Okay.
Like that's a win on its own.
Just showing up.
Just show up. That is such a huge accomplishment. Once you're there, then it's like just point and shoot. They're going to be like, go do that. Roger that. go do this, roger that. So then it's just doing what you're told and staying in the game. But a huge showing up is all on you. So no one's going to help you show up. No one's going to guide you to the starting line. So treat showing up as its own success. Once you get there, give yourself a pat on the back, be proud of yourself, and, restart from there. So deal with that anxiety and then just be proud of yourself. You faced that anxiety and that fear and you got to the starting line, and just know there's a lot of people that didn't get to that point because of all that fear and anxiety that you felt, but you just overcame it.
Well, and that is so true in all areas of life. I mean, you get the pregame jitters.
Absolutely.
The first time, hey, Steven started jujitsu, got his first training Steven. Under his belt. Okay. So just getting him to step on the mats.
Yeah. I mean, and then get beat up by high school. Was he? He's 16. All right.
But business, same thing. Go doing a presentation for doing your first YouTube video.
Absolutely. Oh, that was so terrifying. I was sitting there like, the top 5 tips for selection are, because it's like my heart was pounding.
Yeah.
Because like you're putting yourself out there, and vulnerability is terrifying.
Yeah. So getting over that fear is another one, and one of the biggest areas, easiest ways to fail, and you're doing a great job giving some details on this, but it's just failing the PT test.
Absolutely.
So talk to us a little bit about that,
So the PT test, and that's something I talk about on the YouTube channel a lot. And the guys kind of hit me back like, well, they changed the PT test. It's different. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what the test is. You were given a test, and then you were given the answers. So you knew what you had to do before you got there. So if you fail that when you get there, that was on you for not preparing.
So the standards are known.
The standards are known. Okay. There's no excuse for that one. You know what I mean? Like a lot of guys are really scared all the time. Like, am I fast enough? Am I this enough? Well, I just tell them, go take the PT test.
Yep.
Then you just gave yourself like at least somewhat of an idea of your physical fitness as to where it needs to be, right? So if you went and you crushed it on your own, well, you should have a pretty damn good warm and fuzzy that you're on the right track. But if you show up and fail a test that you knew the answers to, well, you're not the kind of guy that they're looking for. Mm. So as much as I try to motivate the guys and get them prepared, there's just no excuse for that one.
Yeah.
And they can't even say, well, I thought I was in good enough shape. Bullshit. Yeah. Why didn't you go take the PT test on your own and find out? You could test yourself every day of the week. So. Well,
and that could be another sabotage. Another way that people are sabotaging themselves. And that could be coming out of the fear that you talked about, in the first one.
And that surprised me when I got to selection, like all the people failing, and they were just like, I'm like, how the hell did they not pass? And someone said, I think it was one of the SOPSI kids, he was like, oh, dude, they do that on purpose. Like there's a lot of guys that will just try to get the free trip, and then they'll go visit their family after they fail, or they thought they're going to, be involved, and then they just quit. So,
yeah. Well, and I will tell you this, one of the best ways to deal with fear is to get the PT test done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know that you have the skills, the ability, the numbers to get done, because that's going to alleviate some of the fear. Just walking in going, I know what the test questions are going to be. Mm-hmm. Come on, give me the test.
Yeah. And this is something that I always stuck with for me with fear and this started in Ranger selection is because I was like, Ranger selection taught me to deal with fear because I was petrified. Like I was nervous in SFAS, but I wasn't petrified because I had already figured that out in RASP. But in RASP, it was my first time getting tested by Special Operations community. And it was like, I didn't even know if I could go to sleep. I was so nervous. Like it was the worst feeling. But RASP taught me that's like, you gotta push past it and figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah. But, just like in football, Molis just finished up football and he was nervous before the Super Bowl game. They lost 21-20, but I said, listen, get the first hit in and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just go out there, get that first hit in, you know?
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's what we're talking about. You said that sometimes you got to get through it. And that's what I learned in RASP was that it's like, I completely spaced, just so you guys know. I don't know if you picked that up or not.
Well, I mean, I was going to say there've been a few explosions in your life, that have happened, and so you might be having trouble,
Oh, man. Yeah, my bell's been rung multiple times. So if I space like that, just know that that's what it's from.
It's just a moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens at your age.
Yeah, thank you. What is that supposed to mean? When you're young and ripe and full of life, you forget things?
Hey, because you need some more Jocko discipline.
I do need some. I need that sour apple from my homie, JP. So what it taught me was that the quitting is going to stick with you for the rest of your life. So literally the quickest way to get through something is to just finish it.
Yep.
So if you're so terrified that you show up and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I don't want to be here. It's like, okay, you can quit, but then that's going to stick with you forever.
Yep.
And that's going to hang over your head forever. Or you could just do it and then you'll be done and you won't ever have to think about it again. Mm. So the quickest way to the end is just to go through it, is to finish, from start to finish. And then once you popped out the other side and they run out of tests to give you and things to, shit to put you through, well, then you're done and you get to just put that in your skill bag. But the minute you quit, man, that's yours forever.
Because really, regret like it'll foster its head over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And if you quit early, you're going to regret that.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't show up, you're going to regret that, and that's going to be standing over your shoulder forever.
Forever.
But just showing up that first day, man, you'll find out that the death of fear is certain, and that you actually get through just that first. You got to get through that first round.
Yeah, that's the most important one. Yeah. And then it becomes like addicting, right? Because it's like, oh, it's building up again.
Yep.
And then you're like, oh, I can't wait to feel the other side.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to crush this and feel what it's, the relief from finishing it.
Yeah.
So
the other thing you'd mentioned to me earlier was just being a good follower. One of the ways people that fail is they don't do a good job of following. I don't know. What do you mean by that?
And that's the thing guys ask me on YouTube a lot too, is they're like, well, how do I be a good leader? Dude, you got to follow. You have to be a good follower. So don't go into selection like, I need to show them I can lead, and start looking for ways to lead them, because that's not going to help you get anything done. You got to what does a team need? What do I need to accomplish right now that's going to help them? How do I find a hole and fill a hole? That makes you a good follower. And then when that hole is a leadership position and you jump in that leadership position, now you're a good leader.
Yep.
But all of it's the same. Leading and following is the same. Helping the team grow and advance. Whether you're at the tip telling them like, hey, I think we should go this way, or you're in the back saying, hey, whatever you say, I'm going with you and I got your back. Yeah. It's the same thing. So for guys that haven't been in a lot of leadership experiences, be the best follower you could be, and you will naturally start flowing into that leadership role, because leadership is just the same exact seat. You're just trying to figure out the best way to take the team instead of, someone else having to figure that out. But at the end of the day, all it is where's the best place for this team to go and how do we get there?
Well, when you are humble enough to follow, you're going to learn a ton.
That's true.
And then that's going to continue to fill those memory banks, so that when it is time for you to lead, you've got all those experiences from learning, as opposed to coming in and thinking you're the big swinging dick and you're going to come out there and just lead the charge on everything. Humble yourself,
right?
Follow, take notes, get your reps in there, because there is going to be a moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's going to be a moment when there's going to be a leadership vacuum, and then your moment's going to.
Absolutely. Yep. And so you don't have to. If you spend that whole time thinking about being a leader, and you're not following, you're screwing the team over.
Yep.
Because it's like, well, this apparatus needs to be tied. This tire needs to be pushed. This thing needs to be done. And if you're not learning how to find a hole, fill a hole for the betterment of the team, then you're not going to do that when you're in the leadership position. And you're going to be thinking about, how do I make myself look better? How do I do what I think needs to be done? And then it takes you out of the mindset of what a true leader needs to be thinking. And that, mindset is, how do I progress this team during my time as far as I can, and then jump back in the back of the line and start, following whoever takes my place.
I love that. Well, you will continue to release more and more content on how to get through, selection, how to really prepare yourself before and even during it, and then how to come out and how to come out the other side and be ready to really rock and roll. So, man, Buck, thanks again for just sharing your wisdom and your insights. What else we need to hear? So the YouTube channel continuing to blow up. People check that out.
Yeah, and then the book cover design is officially done, it looks amazing. It's so sick.
Yeah.
So the book's it's on track for release in March.
Yep.
And I'm super excited. We're gonna next month flying down to California to film the book promotion video. We got the giveaway knife for all the guys on YouTube set up. It's going to be Tour Knives, Toor Knives, which was overwhelmingly sought after by the people on Instagram and the people on YouTube. So the two knives that were just like everyone wants is Half Face Blades and Tour Knives. I was able to get in contact with both the owners of those companies, and we're just going to see what we could rock and what we can give away and try to help people out.
And we're working on some swag.
I got some hats, ideas, and some cool stuff. So cool. We're working on the swag, working on the website. But yeah, I really want to bring some cool stuff to the table. So hopefully swag will be soon. There's a few of the guys on YouTube that were here from the beginning, supporting from the beginning. They'll be getting some free swag. Cool. So as soon as that gets in, I'll be sending it out to them.
Hit you up on the Instagrams. Where can they get you?
Yeah, so Sean Buck Rogers on the Instagram. I mean, that's where you come say what's up, and I'll say what's up to you and
throw some questions in there.
Yeah, get some interaction going.
If there's something you guys that they want, they want a subject, to be covered, we can cover that as well. And let's make sure we do that.
That sounds good.
All right, man. Keep rocking. Going to be in FMG someplace. Get through it.
That's right.